What's up everybody, it's the Inhuman one here, and today I wanted to introduce you to the World Serpent in God of War. That's right, in this video we'll be discussing the real world lore, in-game story implications, and impact Jormungandr will have on future God of War titles. In Norse mythology, Jormungandr the World Serpent is one of Loki's children. This enormous serpent was seized by Odin along with his two siblings and cast into the largest ocean in Midgard. Over time, the World Serpent grew so incredibly large that it was able to encircle the entire world, hence its namesake. Once it grew to worldly proportions, it grasped its own tail, forming an Ouroboros. It is foretold that upon releasing this grasp, the events of Ragnarok would begin. In Norse mythology, the World Serpent is destined to battle Thor to the death. Despite Thor's near eradication of the giant race, Jormungandr's powers and abilities rival that of the god of thunder. As such, he is one of the most powerful beings in all the realms. In one of their epic battles, Thor splinters the world tree and creates a time paradox, sending the World Serpent back into time. This is where things get interesting. In-game, Freya states that the World Serpent simply appeared in the Lake of the Nine, seemingly without reason. This can be explained by the causal loop that was created by damaging Yggdrasil, the world tree. This slip in time sent the World Serpent hurtling back in time, landing right next to the World Tree in the Lake of the Nine. After reviving Mimir and calling upon the Serpent for the first time, Mimir translates the World Serpent's tongue and alludes to some manner of time travel. Interestingly enough, Mimir goes on to say that the World Serpent made mention that Atreus seemed familiar. This easily overlooked and forgotten dialogue has shocking lore implications that I can't believe were right before our eyes the whole time. In-game, we learned from the murals in Jotunheim that Atreus was originally going to be named Loki. As we learned earlier, Loki is the father of the World Serpent. Due to the fact that we know that it just suddenly appeared in the Lake of the Nine, we know that he was sent back in time after his battle with Thor. This explains how Jormungandr the World Serpent recognizes Atreus, although they had never technically met before in the timeline that the game takes place in. Holy shit, right? Indeed. Remember the final battle with Baldur? Do you recall the scene where Atreus calls upon the serpent to attack the revived form of Thamur, the frost giant? Almost immediately upon his command, Jormungandr comes to the aid of, shall we say, his father? Oh yeah, and one more thing. If you look closely enough at the mural where Kratos is prophesied to die in his son's arms, you can see a serpent coming out of Atreus' mouth. What does this mean, you ask? Well, this is probably the birth of the World Serpent that will end the causal loop and time paradox. The next installments in the God of War series will document the full circle of the birth, death, and rebirth of Jormungandr, the creature responsible for commencing the apocalyptic events of Ragnarok. For it is only after enduring 3 years of the cold waters due to the harsh, biting, freezing temperatures of Fimbulwinter that the World Serpent releases his tail and begins to shudder. This shuddering creates earthquakes throughout the 9 realms so powerful that they release his father Loki from the shackles that imprisoned him. Time travel, causal loops, and paradoxes are sure to play a major role in the next title. I can only imagine the scene of Kratos' death awakening an unfathomable power within Atreus that leads to the birth, for lack of a better term, of the World Serpent, one of the few creatures that can turn the tide of Ragnarok. Trust that you will be seeing more of this enormous serpent on future games, and you can be certain that his battle with Thor will be one that gamers will forever sing songs about in the mead halls. And that is going to bring this video to an end. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like. It helps the channel out immensely. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, it's the Inhuman One, signing out.